Hello! Welcome to Levels Plus Weekly, Episode 6. Today we're going to talk about a few different things. We're going to talk about year-end plans for Levels Plus. We're going to talk about Sephiroth, and we're going to talk about pickups. All very exciting things. So let's just get into the year-end stuff real quick, because it's not going to take too long. So in the past, Levels Plus has done year-end stuff as part of the Dual Life Perspective article series that I do, where I recap what games I played over the year. And I think that it worked for that format, but I feel that starting with this year, I want to pull that out of that article series and put most of it through Levels Plus Weekly. So next week's episode will primarily be year-end. Yay! So that'll be fun. I'm giving the disclaimer now that most of what I played this year is not from this year. So the 2020 choices are pretty limited. And the remake, remaster question's been on my mind, but I feel that what I'm going to do is for like Trials of Mana, I'm going to count it as a 2020 release because it's a drastic change from the Super Nintendo game. While something like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is not too different from the Wii original, despite some gameplay, mechanical, and certainly graphical and musical tweaks. It's the same core game, basically. While Trials of Mana is drastically different because they changed it from a possible 3-player game into a single-player game and stuff like that. 3D versus 2D, of course. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for that. There's going to probably be a lot of stuff about games that I played in 2020, but were in the past. So I'll probably be talking more about that. I'm also doing a few written posts about some of the things, because like when it comes to music or fan art, this format of me sitting here or showing my monitor is not, I think, that engaging, and I really don't want to be throwing other people's music into my videos at this point. Just to be completely transparent, some of the clips that I used through my video editor have already been flagged in foreign countries for copyright claims, and it's like, this is music that Microsoft says is license free, so I just don't really want to get on anyone's bad sides by including music as of this point. Maybe when I get a little bit more growth, I can feel a little bit more comfortable doing that. But that's basically where that sits. So look forward to that for next week. Let's talk about Sephiroth. Let's talk about Smash. Thursday was exciting. It really was. Like the lead up to Sephiroth, from the Game Awards to this week, I was certainly feeling it. I really wanted to be able to play him, try him out, because I haven't been really excited about a character in this past the way that I was with Sephiroth, as I mentioned in my very, 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 very lengthy discussion about the reveal last week. The Sakurai Presents was excellent. You can tell he's a fan. You can tell that he really wanted to make things right. Hi, you think so too? You're gonna end up on film. Yes, you are. Squirmy boy. I tried to feed you before I started filming. Anyway, let me try to remember what I was saying. Sephiroth. It's clear that Sakurai is a big fan of Sephiroth as a character. It's a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, and took this opportunity to make things right with Final Fantasy in Smash. As I talked about extensively in my discussion last week, I had a feeling that because of the money that was clearly spent on this trailer, that the goods would be there in terms of music, and that this would incorporate Cloud and Sephiroth as a whole into the Smash canon and it wouldn't feel like an outlier anymore. And that's exactly what happened. We've got 9 new songs, 4 of which are new arrangements, and 3 of which are from Advent Children. So it's kind of like we got remixes of the 2 battle themes that were with Cloud, plus 2 versions of One Winged Angel. The new arrangements are spectacular. Wow. They got 4 legends of role-playing game music to do the remixes. Yuzo Koshiro, best known for Ease and ActRaiser and Etrian Odyssey. We got Yoko Shimomura, of course, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy XV, Legend of Mana. Then we've got Keiichi Okobe, who has done both Nier and Nier Automata. And then we've also got Motoi Sakuraba, who has done so many Tales of games are composed by him. We've got the Dark Souls series. We've got Valerie Profile, Golden Sun. I could just keep going. And all of them are great. 2 amazing. I think Cosmo Canyon is Shimomura's best Smash composition, hands down. Like, no question. Okabe's take on Aerith's theme is just amazing to listen to. Koshiro's bombing run in the opener captures the suspense of that opening so well, and then Sakuroba's take on the main theme is epic. It's bombastic. It's Sakuraba taking on the main theme of Final Fantasy VII, because that's his style. They're also good. And then the Advent Children songs just are a nice, like, cherry on top. And they're all retroactive with Midgar as well as with Northern Cave. So it just made everything come together really nicely. So the music was my biggest concern, and that was fixed. And then we've also got Spirits coming on the 22nd. And then the Mii costumes, we got Tifa, Barrett, and Aerith. It's kind of a bummer that they kind of kept it Mii. So, like, they didn't give you, like, the hair specific to the character. You're going to have to design that yourself. I really think it was a missed opportunity to do something cute and to use the Final Fantasy VII models. The low poly boxy models. I think that would have been a really nice throwback, but maybe they just didn't have the time to develop those. The Chocobo hat also came back, and unfortunately for Geno fans, the Geno costume also came back. So I'm pretty sure that dream is dead, at least for Ultimate. Maybe in the future, who knows? I mean, certainly the fan base didn't take it well. I'm not too surprised. I had hoped for Geno just because there was such fan demand, and I think that it would have been interesting to see that character come back in a 3D context, but I'm not too hurt about it myself. But Sephiroth himself had this cool little thing. So we go through this whole presentation, and we learn about his moves, we learn about the stage, we learn about the music, the Mii costumes, all this cool stuff, and like so much background and story and admiration for this character. You just see it in this whole presentation, and then at the very end there's a challenge, the Sephiroth challenge, that you could take on and try to unlock him early, because he's supposed to come out on the 22nd. But if you could beat the challenge, you can unlock the character and the stage and the music early. The spirits are still locked. The Mii costumes aren't out yet. And there's Cloud's new final smash against Sephiroth in the Advent Children form is not there. Although I don't know if that's specific to just fighting Sephiroth or if that's specific to Cloud as Advent Children Cloud. We'll find out, I guess, on Tuesday. But if you beat this challenge on whatever difficulty, you'll unlock all that stuff. So that's really cool. I think it would have been interesting if they did go Sakurai's original idea or pitch that he had, which was to give you one chance. You pick the difficulty, and if you fail it, then you don't get it until 22nd. But I could see a lot of people being upset about that. But on the flip side, I saw people being upset at how easy it was to unlock him. So, in my case, I beat it on normal to unlock him. I did it with Terry, because Terry's my best character. I tried very hard with Terry. I got really close, but then the second time I just totally failed. And then I decided, well, I'm going to try Byleth, because Byleth is my second favorite character at the moment. So, tried Byleth. I got knocked up in the air, got a good side B that sent him off the edge, and then I was able to time my arrow shots perfectly so he couldn't get back. So I did in 10 seconds on very hard. I'm going to put the picture here so you can see it. So I have Sephiroth, I have the music, and I have the stage. And the stage is amazing. It's probably one of the best stages in Smash in terms of the background. It's really cool. I have no context with Final Fantasy VII at that point, but even from my perspective, it's an amazing looking stage, and it's so reverential to the source material. And again, I kind of talked about the music already. Spectacular. Sephiroth himself is a lot of fun. I like playing as him a lot, actually. He combines a lot of things that I do like about Smash characters. He's got reach, but he's also got a sweet spot, so you kind of have to pace yourself well. He's got a lot of options. He's a very projectile heavy character, which is kind of fun. Most of the characters I like in Smash don't have more than one projectile, but I do like Sephiroth's moveset a lot, especially his up B. All characters with a directional up B should have that arrow. Can we retroactively put that on Ridley and Wolf and everybody else, please? Because that would be really helpful. It could even be the same arrow. I don't care. I really like having that aim be pure and true, so I know where I'm going. But yeah, Sephiroth fixed Final Fantasy and Smash. It's no longer just this odd duck hanging out there with everybody else with nothing beyond a character, a stage, and 2 music tracks to show for it. I do appreciate Sakurai also taking the time to explain the music situation. I think the way that Square Enix has done their music licensing has just made it a nightmare to try to untangle. And with that in mind, I'm not sure if we're going to see another Square Enix character in this pass, because of that, because of the difficulty in getting Sephiroth to come with 9 tracks. I'm amazed we got 4 remixes. That blows my mind. And they're all top tier. They're all like some of the best remixes in the entire Smash canon, and there are so many good remixes in Smash. So I don't say that lightly. All in all, it's just really nice to have Final Fantasy VII, specifically, in Smash the way that it should have been done in the first place. So it's really nice. I'm glad that Sephiroth's here. We needed a villain, DLC character, I think, to kind of spice things up a little bit. And he certainly brought some spice with him. I love his victory screens too, by the way. Those are amazing. I've said amazing a lot, but Sephiroth as a whole is really amazing. The everything about his being here and what he has done to correct the course of Final Fantasy and Smash, it's amazing. There's nothing unamazing about Sephiroth in Smash. In my opinion, Sephiroth makes buying Fighters Pass 2 worth it for me, honestly. Like I said in the last video, Min Min and Steve were pretty meh for me, because they don't resonate with me as much as I would like. And Sephiroth is one of those cases where a Smash character makes me appreciate the game and the character itself more than the original game did, and that's really cool. So let's take a little cat intervention, and then we'll jump into my pickups for this week, and I'm very excited to share them with you. Welcome back to Levels Plus Weekly. As you can see, I have pickups this week, and Finn is inspecting the goods. I got a couple things this week. I got Panzer Dragoon Remake for the Switch. Best Buy just started carrying this. I haven't opened it yet. Make sure that the back of this is actually quite amusing. It reminds me of the old days of video game advertising, which I suppose is appropriate since this was a Saturn game. But let me just go ahead. Yeah, 7 unbelievably realistic levels. Prototype dragon appears with evil giant dragonflies, man-sized wasps, giant sandworms, and flying battleships. Improved 360-degree controls and lock-on targeting. So let me go ahead and see what's inside here, and you can look at Flavia looking at my phone. A manual inside, as well as a reversible cover. And, oh look, it's Jeremy Parrish. He's got some words in here. In fact, that's all this is. It's just a little booklet that he wrote. So that's kind of neat. So this is what the full reversible looks like. I'm not going to take the card out. So, we'll see what I think. I've never played the original, so I don't have a point of comparison. But I'm curious to see how it plays. So while I get it opened up, I'm just going to say that this was very, very, very kindly given to me. By someone I will not name, but I cannot even begin to express my appreciation for them going out of their way to get this for me. You might be able to faintly make out what it is, but indeed, this is the 30th anniversary edition of Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. Now, the person who sent this to me was incredibly kind because I had been trying for quite a while to get a hold of this. I missed the window when Best Buy put their pre-orders up. I missed the window when GameStop did, and I was getting ready to try to get it on Amazon, and this person told me that they had an extra that they didn't need, because they got it for someone who managed to get a hold of their own. So he was kind enough to send it to me for free, which is just incredible. My heart is so full. Just thank you so much. So let me show the back first. I love what they did with the design for this. It's really, really cool with the pixelated sprite of the dragon on the front, and that just kind of carries onto the back. So this has a download code for the brand new localization of Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. It has a deluxe art book, which focuses on Marth's games, pretty much, but we'll flip through it. It's got a replica game pack art piece, so we are pretending that it actually came out on the NES. It's what it looks like. And it's also got a replica game box, including an instruction booklet, protective sleeve, and world map, and a mini Nintendo Power retro collectible. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. It's really cool, though. Oh, man. I have to say, out of all of the art books I've gotten in games, the Fire Emblem ones have all been just amazing. And this one, I think, might be the best one, just by the cover. I love this retro binding stuff. It's one of my favorite things. And then here's the if it came out back in the day, NES box, which does go all the way in to show screenshots as well as some text in English and in French. And then the Nintendo Power Fire Emblem bonus. I love that it's actually 11.5. That's cute. It's nothing too big. It's just kind of a throwback. It's got Counselor's Corner in English and in French. There's a sound test code, as well as how to access the ending, apparently. As well as a couple questions like how should I recruit these characters, or where's Anna's shop. Let's go ahead, because it feels like the majority of things are in this box, so let me put this down. Do a slight bit of cleanup. First off, we've got our replica cart. This is heavy. Wow. That I think is actual glass. That's really cool, actually. As you could guess by the fact that there's nothing inside it, this will not work if you stick it into a Nintendo. But really cool. And then it did come with its own custom sleeve. It is kind of three-dimensional because the label's actually inside the glass a little bit. So it's like sunken in. That's pretty neat. It looks really cool. My camera's not quite capturing it. That's really cool. That's definitely one of the neater NES replica cart things I've seen. And then we've got the instruction booklet, which I'm not going to flip through the whole thing, but you can kind of see that they've done a decent job of replicating the guides of that period. And then it even has a little bit of a strategy guide in here, which is neat. There's a map and a unit breakdown on the back of the map. Boss list, if I had to guess. And then a map of all the major areas in the game. And then, of course, the download code. And then the art book, which is currently wrapped in plastic. So let me give this a pause and unwrap it, and we'll take a look inside. All right, we are back. So let's take a quick look at this. I'm going to zoom out a bit. So the page turning isn't too bad, but nice end papers with a more detailed. Actually, it's the exact same sprite that's on the cover. It's just not as big. Really cool. They really went in on this book. They really went in on this. This is just really cool. So, as you can see, the table of contents talks about the world of Shadow Dragon. Then there's art for this specific game. Then the third game, Mystery of the Emblem, which came out on the Super Nintendo. And then Arcadia Saga, which I don't I'll have to look and see if that's a separate game or something else. And then the remake for the DS. And then the remake of the third game on the DS. And then there's some stuff for the trading card game, codename Steam, Heroes, and then apparently a lot of this is Cypher. As you can see, there's 52 pages just for Heroes, and there's probably a good chunk in the back. So the World of Shadow Dragon shows how the original release looked, which is pretty neat. And then there's a whole bunch of timelines, a bunch of background on this particular branch of the Fire Emblem family, or this particular branch of the Fire Emblem saga, I should say. And then, so here's artwork for the original game. Pretty neat seeing how this series has evolved. This artwork is like so delightfully simple. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that in it's just very charming. When we skip ahead, so this is from the third game. You can see the evolution a little bit. It's not too far removed, but it's more detailed. The costumes are a little bit more elaborate. And then we get into, oh, this is the satellite view version. Okay. So this is really cool. You get to see like all this art for this game that you can't even play anymore because it's no longer available. And then we've got the art from the DS game, which I like quite a bit. But this is neat because I actually haven't seen a lot of the secondary character art. I've seen a lot of the primary. And then kind of a timeline of all the games, it looks like. Yeah, all the way up to 3 houses. And then kind of more of a broader thing. And then the trading card game. And then looks like this is probably Heroes. And Heroes is actually... looks like it's staying focused to the characters from this saga instead of doing everything. And then I'm betting we're in the Cypher art now. So definitely an art book specific to this branch of Fire Emblem, but it's got some cool art in it. I'm looking forward to flipping through it. So altogether, this is freaking amazing that Nintendo of America decided to do this. It's a shame that they made it so hard to get. That's really the biggest problem with Nintendo in terms of special editions, is that they are all about keeping things scarce, and it's really annoying when it comes to these, because if you're not on top of it and you're not there when it happens, you're not going to get it. And in this case, I just got really lucky. Really lucky that someone was able to send this to me. So again, I'm not going to name names, but big thank you to this individual who was so kind to send this amazing special edition to me. Really means a lot. Really does. So I'm going to try to figure out where all this stuff's going to go in my house. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.